Dontaesboxingnation, what's going on, guys? You know, there's been so many times in the sport of boxing where we've seen a cherry pick go wrong. And clearly in this fight that Teofimo Lopez has next against George Kambosos, he believes that this will be a very easy fight compared to a Devin Haney or a Tank Davis. Even his own promoter, Bob Arum, he says, he sees Teo beating Kambosos very easy. And a lot of fans believe that because a lot of fans, they're not too familiar with Kambosos. But you know, recently Kambosos, he came out, he broke his silence, finally talking about the fight. He was responding to Teofimo's dad, Teo Sr., and he says some pretty interesting things that I never even thought about. He called Teofimo a 6-round fighter. Matter of fact, this is exactly what he had to say. Quote, "To be honest, we saw the Lomachenko fight. Your son is pretty much a 6-round fighter. And luckily, Lomachenko didn't turn it up. But I'm focused on what I gotta do and how I'm gonna win this fight. You focus on your game plan. If you think it's 3 rounds, Lomachenko hardly threw punches for 6 rounds. We all know he has a shoulder injury. The hunger wasn't there. He was out of the ring for a long time. I've been active. I've been traveling all over the world. I love that the fight is in America. I thrive on being an underdog. I'm hungry, I'm focused, and I've got tunnel vision. I'm so strong at the moment. Lomachenko is a great fighter, but the hunger is different. The size is different. The speed is different. It's a whole different ball game," end quote. You know, guys, there's no doubt about it. We clearly seen in that fight when it came to Lopez versus Lomachenko, regardless if that was Lomachenko's game plan or not, once he started to let his hands go, after the first 6 rounds, it was a completely different fight. It looked like a completely different Teofimo Lopez. Even though it was give and take, Lomachenko was almost able to hit Teofimo Lopez at will, like he did with all of his previous opponents, once he started to let his hands go. So even though you still have to give Lopez a lot of credit for forcing Lomachenko to be so defensive, so hesitant to let his hands go for such a long period of time, it still seems like it's one of those fights where it was more of what Lomachenko didn't do as opposed to what Teofimo did. And then you have the Nakatani fight. So there's only 2 fights, at least recent fights, where Teofimo Lopez went past 6 rounds, matter of fact, went the whole distance. And in both of those fights, it wasn't really Teo's best performance. Now, the Lomachenko fight, he beat a pound-for-pound fighter. So it's kind of more understandable for that to be competitive. But like I said, it wasn't so much of it being competitive. It was more of Lomachenko being reluctant to let his hands go and then all of a sudden trying to play catch-up in the second half of that fight. But in the Nakatani fight, that was another case of possibly Lopez slowing down after the 6th round, after he realizes it's not going to be as easy to get this guy out of there early. After that fight, in so many words, Lopez pretty much said that that was his most difficult fight because he said he's not fighting any more tall fighters after that. So guys, I have a feeling this is another situation where if Kambosos goes beyond 6 rounds, we're going to probably see Lopez in the fight of his life, a fight that he was expecting to be the safest fight to take. It might end up being a very difficult fight for him. You know, when it comes to Kambosos, he has rhythm, he has a little slickness to him, he has speed, he has good power. So in other words, this ain't going to be Canelo versus Avni Yildirim. This ain't going to be Gennady Golovkin versus Kamil Sesmeta. This is going to be a little bit more of a dangerous fight than that. One of the main reasons I feel this is going to be such a dangerous fight for Teofimo Lopez is because Teofimo is not an inside fighter. He's a mid-range puncher that usually relies on setting you up with a good counter right hand or a good counter right uppercut. And Kambosos can definitely fight on the inside, and he can box on the outside. So this should be pretty interesting. I'll tell you right now, I mean, everyone expects Teofimo to win this fight, but I'll tell you, if he just goes in there and just completely blows out Kambosos like he is in Avni Yildirim, that would be an impressive win to me. So let's see how it plays out. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man ScalpCarolinas on Instagram. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man ScalpCarolinas on Instagram.